Very big thank you to the team for always bringing great personalities here in the studios. I'm talking about Mr. Hagland and Kwame Labi, Fly Nemo Boy to you, Arnold, aka Biggie. This team there, it be Timo. If I go, I'm going with them. But of course, thank you to them once again. Good morning, M.anifest.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. That's a deep voice. Yeah, that's a deep voice. How have you been?
I've been grateful working. This has been the most active I've been since the thing happened in 2020. We won't even refer to it by name anymore. We'll call it the thing. So I'm very grateful. It's been a good year.
It's been a good year. You've not been affected by any economic hardship or anything that's going on in the country?
Oh, of course. We are affected, you know. The dollars are not dollaring. No, I mean, yeah, no, we are all definitely affected. But when I say I'm grateful, I'm just talking about the fact that I've been able to work, been able to tour, etc. So, yeah, focusing on the positives and being grateful. I've been supported enough by the people them to be able to have had a decent year, but it doesn't mean that I do not feel the pinch.
You feel it small.
Yeah. Small.
So plenty.
Biggie Smalls.
Well, we're all in it together. We know that things will get better for all of us at the right time. But let's talk about a few things aside music. I mean, this one, there's recent one. No, I was a bit, I don't know. I was not surprised though when I heard you tell Kafuide that it's not too late to get into law. Like, are you really considering it?
No.
Oh, M.anifest. I mean, I heard like you said it's not too late.
No, what I was trying to say is that I mean, you can always make a detour in life. I mean, so that was the point of it. It wasn't a literal, like, yeah, if I do decide to make a detour at any point, I could. It was more of talking about possibility, not actually an actual thought or a course of action. No.
Oh, but is it in the plan?
Nope.
Oh. Not at all.
Nope, it's not.
Or maybe.
I mean, I think you saw the headlines. You know, you should watch the interview. I was saying it's a possibility.
It's a possibility, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen.
Yes, it's a possibility. I might buy Hits FM next year. It doesn't mean it's going to happen either.
Well, I was thinking you were going to do that, so I wanted to, because I know studying law is not an easy thing.
No. So I wasn't saying it in a flimsy way. I was just trying to say. I was actually trying to vim anybody listening and watching to say that, yo, you know, in life you can make detours. And I actually used George Weah as another example because it's football season and he was a Ballon d'Or winner who's now the president of Liberia.
True.
So it was just an example, and I was just giving. I mean, people ask me that question about law often because I guess both my parents were lawyers.
Yeah.
And but I was just trying to open up possibilities, because I'm not a person who likes to be narrow in how I think about life.
Okay.
I don't think it makes sense to be. There are numerous examples of people who have pivoted, who have done amazing things in the same lifetime. They've been 3 different things in one lifetime, and it's amazing. So shout out to all those people.
Shout out to all those people. Now, you were recently featured on a World Cup theme song. How did it happen?
Well, I was there one day just chilling in my house. And then I think I got a DM from my homegirl Shingi, who's from the UK and Zimbabwe. She's on the song as well. She's from a famous group called the Nizets. Super dope. I think they even had some song go super viral on TikTok last year. But she was like, yo, she was one of the people working on this thing, and they were trying to find somebody from outside of the world. Nobody could be more perfect.
AJ.
She rapped me. I said, okay, cool, send it.
And you were there.
Yeah. And you know, it was dope because, you know, there was Senegal, Zimbabwe, myself. I think there was there was like 5 different artists from 5 different African countries. So it was heavily francophone though. So it got a lot of airplay, and it's getting a lot of airplay on the francophone channel. So yeah, it was dope to do that. It's called Oniye.
I mean, maybe I should. Let's get that song.
Yeah.
Bradash, do we have it? Or yes, Bradash is getting that
Bradash
song.
played.
He played.
I'm going to say this though. This is the best World Cup song from Africa this year.
Wow.
Don't touch this. I mean,
This is a beautiful song, and I mean, getting people from different backgrounds, different countries. I mean, this is beautiful, and this is unity in Africa. I love it by all standards. But looking at these projects, what does it mean to you anytime you have to feature on projects like this?
Oh, it means, I think there's a respect for what I bring to the table. There's always an understanding that what I do is quite worldly. So I can translate even if no matter the language. So I think usually that's the indication. I think you know, I used to be the person who'd be wondering.
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry.
Bless you.
I used to wonder. I used to always make earlier in my career. I'd make calculations as to.
Go.
Oh wow.
The big laughs.
This is 2020. You guys will be running away from here. No, I used to make calculations in terms of trying to figure out, okay, what exactly people sometimes would come to me for. It was just out of curiosity. You know, some people do things for clout, etc. And I realized that consistently with me is definitely more according to the creative contribution. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, this is good to hear. How's Medina to the Universe doing?
Oh man, it's been a wonderful journey. Got to tour it in Europe and America this year. And then at the end of November, I also dropped the epilogue, which was like the continuation of Medina to the Universe. So it's been a beautiful journey. It's been a year-long thing, and I've enjoyed it. I think it was... Rarely do we have enough patience to write out a project, and we managed to do that. And and about to crown it this December, and yeah, no, I'm very grateful. Medina to the Universe has been dope.
It's been
journey.
dope.
Yeah.
How did you come up with all this entire project, Medina to the Universe? The songs, I mean, the thought of it and all that. How did it all come about? Even the name, how did you arrive on that?
Oh, the name there was an obvious thing in my spirit. The name actually came from writing the intro, Medina to the, and I said Medina to the Universe on every verse. So it was just inspired in terms of, you know, going local to global, origin story versus ambition story. So it wasn't too hard to think about. It was something. It was almost like an idea that I'd been incubating for years without realizing it. So once it came out of my lips, it made sense.
Yeah.
And then one had a lot of time to myself or to record in 2020. So just wrote the project, and then in 2021 we released it.
Do you have any favorite on that album?
Well, since we released the epilogue after it, which is the continuation, which is kind of a new way to do it instead of a deluxe, I'll go for that. I think either British, do you have an epilogue?
Epilogue.
The epilogue.
I think.
Yeah, if you do, either Too Bad featuring MI or Times Square featuring Wavy Pay.
Oh.
I think those two from the epilogue are my jams currently and are getting the most.
Okay.
So you can play either or both. Actually, both of the two of them are.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Wow. Wow. That's you seem to have a very good relationship with MI.
Yeah, no, we always have, and I think what has been dope was coincidentally this year we ended up meeting about 4 different times in 4 different countries. First it was Rwanda, then it was Ghana, then it was New York. He pulled up at my show and he performed at my show, and then it was in Niger as well. So it's like we said, oh, it looks like the universe is just saying that to you. Finally, you
Finally.
guys, you know. So yeah, and it's great. I think people have been waiting for this kind of collab for a while. 2 rap titans, Ghana, Niger. And they just got it out of nowhere, and it is what it is. Like, I'm so happy when I'm able to do these and it lives up to expectations, you know. I think this M.anifest and MI collab lived up to expectation.
Wow. Now let's talk about your tours. I know this year was one good one. First of, I'd like to know some of the countries. I know you did London.
Yeah, we did the UK. We did London, as in London, actually.
Yeah.
Let me not say it like it was everywhere. We did Berlin, and we did Sharjah in the UAE, United Arab Emirates. We did New York. We did San Francisco. We did Oakland. A couple of places in between, but it was a nice select couple of places that we did, and I'm quite grateful for that.
Yeah. How was it? How was the experience meeting fans from all these countries? I mean, I'm sure you did a few interactions with them here and there and all that.
Absolutely, it's always great, and it was always also more gratifying that I was being able to play the new music. You know, as musicians and creators, when you make new creations, nothing beats being able to present it live. So for me, it was great. It was almost a reminder and a confirmation that what I am doing, they're feeling.
Feeling it, they're enjoying it. But in all, you've been doing music. You listen to music in our airspace. You see what Ghanaians are doing. You see the places they are going. How do you see our industry at the moment?
A lot of work to be done.
How?
I've said this before, I think last week, and I'll say it this week as well. I think the artists and the creativity is evolving and growing quicker than the institutions and infrastructure. So then constantly the thing that is making it possible for us to be global is if by the stroke of luck your artistry, which you have evolved so much, catches on, whether it's TikTok or whatever. But I can't say that the Ghana music industry as it stands is positioned to take the most promising talent from local to global. It's because of individual exceptionalism artistically that you are seeing some of these global things. But there's a lot of work that has to be done for the infrastructure for it to be a fertile ground for many talented people, not just one or two, to be able to blossom global. When I say global, it looks different for everybody. For somebody, it might be throughout Africa. Somebody might cross over to Francophone. Somebody might catch on in South America, etc. But the world is our oyster, and I don't think the so-called industry. We're in December, right?
Yeah, we're in December.
A lot of shows over the years that have blossomed have been artist-driven shows.
Yeah.
Artists have become event promoters. Artists have become festival holders. All of these things, you know. Artists are label owners. Artists are their own tour creators, etc. So there is a lot of lack on the other side. You're making an album, you're figuring out how to perform it, you're figuring out all these things. So you have to say there is a lack in terms of the institutions and infrastructure, you know, and resources to dip into too. So yeah, so that's it. So there's two sides of it. I'm looking at it. The so-called industry, for me, I look at it outside. The artists are part of it, but I'm looking at the creative force and then the institutional forces. The creative force, I think, is evolving quicker than the institutional forces.
Okay,
you know, including the media. I'll challenge you guys. You guys too are not yet there with sort of how you can fully make this creative environment flourish. You're not there yet.
How? Now I want to ask about the media. How?
Because you dwell on negativity too much, and there's too much of that, and there isn't enough of propping up things that are dope. You know what I mean? Like M.anifest did a collab. Has there been an explosive thing? But if I had insulted him on Twitter,
that one day will fly.
You understand? So, I mean, so there has to be enough of a balance. I understand the business that wow, controversial people are in the building. Oh my God, I rarely see this man.
You rarely see him.
I rarely see him, but I always see him. I rarely meet him, but I always see him. So but there has to be a balance. I understand that you're in a business that controversy sells.
Oh God!
And the negativity, people like to feast on stuff like that, but you have to have a balance. You have to be able to. I'm not saying you can't touch on stuff like that, but you have to touch on the other stuff too that is important, because negativity doesn't prop up an artist's career. It doesn't create the song. But when somebody makes a banger, the same way you want to talk about whether it crashing car or even somebody to beef, you fit talk about that. I mean, it can be hand in hand, you know. It
should be balanced.
And so you guys know Richard. There's an over focus on negativity. And that one I'll stand on my 10 toes on that.
But we also ask that in as much as we also try maybe more information flow from you as artists and all that to the media to can sort of help.
When something negative happens, we don't flow it to you.
You don't float to us. Oh, that one there is.
You're out there, you know, making conjectures and everything. So now it's a balance. Like, look, as I said, I understand. Look, I understand. I'm a person who understands things of sort of how competition, rivalry, and all these things work in space. So I understand. But the balance is not there at all. It's so imbalanced that it's crazy to me. You know.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. So what is that one thing, if you're given the opportunity and the power to change in our industry, you would personally do?
Oh, there's too many things to change. There's too many things to change. Too many things to change. But I think currently, right now, maybe two things that would be of interest to me is sort of live venues and also non-traditional, non-label structures of investing in artists from going from promise to reality. Okay. Because the old way is not working for us because we no reach yet. We don't have those kind of resources. We have to think of new innovations, new ways. We don't have Atlantic and all those Yankee. We don't have them kind of monies. You know, like, so we have to think of new innovative ways, which is what the musicians do, right?
Yeah.
We never had big studios or whatever kind of thing. We fit day, hotel room, wherever things, and make bangers.
Yeah.
So the so-called industry has to also just be as innovative as the artists within it. And a lot of it falls too much on the artists, which is fine. To every artist listening, don't worry. Don't be looking for anybody else to help you. But if it changes, it will be so much beneficial to the ecosystem.
All right. Now let's move straight to the annual concert. M.anifest is coming up. Tell us about it. Artists on the bill.
December 18th, the artists on the bill are M.anifest. I'm kidding. Now, December 18th, we're back in the Boxing Arena at Bukom. I love that venue.
Yeah,
a lot of people who have not been to that venue are just like wondering, why are you doing? I'm like, yeah, you haven't been there.
Honestly, I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's an amazing venue. It's an arena, and if people who have gone to shows in other places know that arenas just really bode well for great shows, and that's why we had those great shows 2019. So we are back there this year. We are back outside Abontin things. Super well created this year more than ever before, because we always learn from the lessons of before and learn the tweaks, etc. And so, yeah, I mean, Jackie will be on it this year. Big shout outs to her. What's crazy is in 2019, she was an opener at M.anifestivities before she blew out. So those who were there might have peeped there. By a couple of months or the next year, she had taken off. Yeah. And it's beautiful. Jackie's making a return. Very proud of her. I saw her show in Jazz Cafe in London. She's doing her thing, man. Kwesi Arthur is also back this year. Crazy. The day of M.anifestivities is his birthday, so if you want John with Kwesi Arthur on his birthday, come through. I have the Caveman coming in from Nigeria. Super dope. I think they represent a new wave of modern high life. It was very familiar. It reminds me of Ghanaian things, and they're also doing well globally. We have Tania, who's also quite interesting. We have a list of next-gen artists who are going to be coming to. Kokusi, who won the Clean and Pure Challenge online, is going to be there as well. Maybe one or two more surprises, we'll see.
You there, surprises there. I was going to ask, but it looks like I'm not going to get it out of you until the day.
I thought not. I mean, what matters the most is for M.anifestivities has always been about the curation and the kind of musical experience you get. And this year, I'm just promising that we've put in even way much more work for you to get a better quality experience in that. I personally, for instance, in terms of my sets that I'm going to perform, is definitely the most that I've put into a set so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what time? You said 18 December. What time is it?
It's at 6 p.m. Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
This time we've put certain safeguards, which is, for instance, we're sound checking and doing everything the day before. We booked the place for I've forgotten how many days in advance. So that we can honor time. You understand? That's what we've learned from the past, that you can plan, but certain things. But so we've made those adjustments. So 6 p.m. doors. Big shout out to our headline sponsor, APSA, who has made it possible for us to price it the way we price it. The economy no easy. So as much as we have, we try to like at least break even, etc. Without the kind of support we get from like APSA, for instance, it would be difficult to price it so low. You know, we started early bird at 150, and I think now it's 200. And it's not in EBB. Like How many of these, all the individuals cry that I mentioned, each of them cry. When you are seeing them for a show, they should be charging you 500. So 6 p.m. December 18th. You can get your tickets at manifestivities.art. A-R-T. There's a short code somewhere as well. It's a lot of big men just they walk through left and right. I don't even know what to do with myself. That's about it. But big up to the whole team and to the whole everybody.
Yeah, is there a reason you keep doing your shows on Sundays?
I think it's pure coincidence, unless maybe per se sorry on maybe Manifestivities is low key a churchy experience. No, actually, I don't know. I think it's coincidental, to be honest. Because what we do is we have a general time frame, right? We don't have a date, right?
Okay.
But we want to be one of the earlier ones in the whole Christmas things. So I think we have just around the 17th to the 20th. So we are always around that. And usually we try and select a day there that, possibly a weekend or something of sorts. So that's what it is. We can't, because of how the calendar moves, we can't say, every year the 18th or the 20th. But we definitely never tried to push it past the 20th. The only time we did that was 2020. That one was kind of a hybrid version because of COVID, etc. But in general, that's our thing. So if it falls on a church day, I don't know, maybe because my mother is a pastor, she's been praying for us on the church day.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're looking forward to Manifestivities, 18th of December, as he said, and it's at the Bukom Arena. And we're all looking forward to a good one. If you know Manifest, then you know what he's capable of doing, what he has done over the years. Well, of course, as you said, some big men keep coming in. I have Martinez here, I have Robert Clark here, and I have Bull God here. Obviously, they're always part of the show. Making sure that things always go right. I'll start with you, Martinez. First of, any questions for Manifest, or is there anything you'd like to contribute to what he said?
First, let me congratulate him for holding the Manifestivity. Please, how many years have you been running it?
Since 2011. Out of those years, I think we've probably done 7 or 8. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, that's great. I like the fact that in December, most artists host their concerts, at least. Always that helps them to get very close to their fans, because you get the opportunity to meet them, at least have enough time with them, unlike any other event organizer billing you and
Just
passing through the house. So it's very good. Now in December we have a lot of shows to make people very happy.
Okay.
And I like the fact that you said there are certain things you would like to change about the industry. I'm very happy. Once you travel around, I always say the things you see, some of the experience you get, some of the things you learn, when you come back, you also impact the people, or you impact your nation.
Yeah.
And so I believe that whatever change we want to see with regards to the industry, which I believe that everyone wants to see some kind of, progress. At least we are doing well, but we want to see more. Now, looking at the level, the height you've attained, in your own way, I believe that going forward, you can also do more to support, which I know you are doing as an artist.
You don't know. You're actually just making a caveat.
Yes,
you don't actually know.
Yes, but I'm saying, once...
Do you know? The question is, do you know what else I'm doing?
Yeah, that's why I said, I know you are doing something.
No, you can't say you know when you don't know.
No,
that is inaccurate.
Maybe you're not getting.
Do you know?
I don't know exactly what you are doing.
But you assume it, right?
Exactly.
Which I like that, because that's positive. But I just needed you to say no, I don't know, but I assume you're
assuming. Yeah.
Understand? That's accuracy.
Yeah.
You're in the media space. I'm here speaking with you. Don't need to detour this thing so much, I have to challenge you the same way you challenge artists. It's important.
The point I was trying to make is that yes.
Goes to the same point, even though I put a roadblock there.
Yeah. Probably, like I said, you didn't get me. I was saying that yes, you've seen some challenges.
Yeah.
So I think whatever knowledge you've acquired, I believe that going forward, you can also impact or do more. And I added that I know you are doing some.
No, you should say, I assume you're doing some.
Okay, I assume you are doing some. But once you put out records, I believe that you are touching people positively.
Yeah.
At least your people love your music. And
it would be a travesty for an artist like myself to just use to be only music.
Exactly.
Paying
So that's the point I'm trying to make.
No problem, but I think you could ask a question about other forays. Now, for instance, even this year, at the beginning of the year, I have a company with a friend of mine. It's called Forward, Culture Forward. We, we work with the British Council in a program, the Creative Enterprise Support Program. I had 60 emerging music professionals across industry. Yeah, exactly. And we ended up granting 10 of them, not just artists, etc. Worked with them for 3 months, got them mentors from the UK, etc. All of those things, and that was it was gratifying. But it was almost a pilot of some of the things that him and I are trying to do. Beyond him, and he comes from the tech entrepreneurship field, and we're trying to bring those kind of learnings into the creative field, etc. So some of these things is not really how loud it is, how impactful it is. I don't do them for show per se. I think, there's actual tangible things that's going on where we're making tangible connections with other people in other African countries and globally who are also interested in some of these non-traditional ways of scaling up artists and creators to a certain degree. And any artist who's been in this for a bit will be a travesty if everything's still just about you. Paying it forward is such an important part of things. I don't necessarily I won't come and do a media run about things like that, etc. because that's not the purpose of it. It's not for the glitz and glamour. The purpose of it is the actual work. And there's ways to keep on doing that. And then there's also individuals that I take an interest in that I try and support. People used to say, label. I was never interested in the label because I felt that structure here was dead and tired. And unless you have a certain personality and thinking, you might not be able to run it. Shout outs to Richie and anybody else who has been successful at that. But this system also needs a lot of non-traditional ways to bring artists up.
Okay.
That's great. So my last question is
okay, Martinez. So
I saw a tweet from Whiskey. I don't know if you've also seen it. So there are only 3 rappers in Africa. And
I didn't see any tweets.
Okay.
But ask me.
According to him, Nasty C.
I hope what you just said is accurate. If I go into 10, I don't see
Nasty C, Blacko and Sack.
Okay.
Yes. And I feel you are one of, heavy rappers in Africa.
Yeah.
And so you not being mentioned, I don't know how you feel, because according to you, rap music is dead. Then you guys keep doing. You guys keep
according
doing.
To what?
Yes, according to you, rap music is dead. You guys keep doing the
according
same.
to Wizkid?
Yes, the same old stuffs.
I don't know. This one is of no consequence to me, so I don't worry about it.
So since you're a rapper, and I believe that once you sit here, you also represent the rap industry as well.
Yeah, but how does an isolated opinion have anything to do with my career or my progress?
All right.
Because Doreen has an opinion. She probably thinks I'm the best rapper ever. It doesn't change the price of beans.
Oh, true.
True.
Bugod, manifest here.
I mean, this is a legend, a living legend. I'm in awe with the things he does, and I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
And for me, there's something that I marvel about him, and that's what I want to ask him about. His craft we won't talk about. Everything he's done is like, perfect. I want to know how he stays focused in the midst of all the lies. And when I say the lies, the world is living a lie now. It's a facade. People are putting on
masks.
Yes, but he's like,
that's what I want to do. That's what I'm doing.
He's on point. I mean, he's on listening to the voices and everybody showing off and trying to hit the numbers and all that stuff. But he's just on his grind and it is working. For me, I understand how that works because I move like that.
Yeah.
For the question I'm asking, I need for him to situate it to help upcomers because there are a lot of upcoming artists who are wary of where they're going with this and how they've not peaked yet, or they've not gotten that break yet, what would he say? What is his secret, and how will he advise them to
stay focused?
Exactly. That's for me. That's all I want to ask.
Yeah, that's a great one. I wish it was a secret. I mean, I begin from a place of always being like a master student, right? So I study the thing, whether it's the thing I do, media space, I study it. I study the thing like consistently, like there's an whatever process. And number two is just the thing that I always knew from the beginning, is that being your authentic self is your best chance. Being your authentic self is your best chance at succeeding. No doubt. If you begin from that place, you go choose your path. Somebody might be hilarious, but then somebody will tell them that, oh no, you have to be serious, like Konimo, not literally Konimo, and they will not be true to self and not find the unique path that will make people connect with them. So for me, it's just been that. And every artist who prioritizes being their authentic self will find a way, a path. So it's between that and studying the thing.
Okay.
For me.
All right. Okay. Robert, Mr. Clark.
I think I remember the first time I heard of him and actually saw him on stage, Big Brother. And then I was like, this guy, get filler from Amo, but all of a sudden, so it's like it's a it doesn't conform to the norm, as in with respect to our system. And then he comes out and he's doing his own stuff, and it's different. And then he's bringing a different vibe in its own setting. And when you listen to rap, you go go school. You know what I mean? The bluff will be deep, and it makes sense. So Bulldog just said he's in awe of him. Yeah, if you observe what he does, you certainly cannot be anything less than that. But because he's an intellectual, I just want to read something to him.
Okay. Because
of some assertion he made right now.
Okay.
This is taken from Marianne Williamson's "A Return to Love: Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles."
Yes.
No, it be manifest at the meet. So
okay, so me, Bulldog, and everybody there. Okay.
No, I won't make him
manifest.
Okay, so you know about the famous what do you call it? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. There's a quote like that. It was actually in Akira, the spelling bee. Very, there's a section of it says that as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I'm only saying this because he's doing great stuff, and he's clearly mentioned that the essence of it is not the publicity thereof. But I also just want to be able to appeal to that aspect, the fact that if he lets his light shine, by so doing, the other candles that are just there will get lit. Because sometimes, you see, he also mentioned that there's a lot of negativity within the media space.
Yep.
Such positives should not be
hidden or just
exactly.
quiet.
Like you don't shine your light, and you don't put on your light and then put it underneath some table or something. It ought to be out there, because the more the good things of this life get silenced, then evil will triumph. So in effect, I just want to say that yes, let's get back to that point where you're saying that we need information from them. So because we need to be able to know. And even if it's not for the purposes of glorifying you, because you probably don't want it, it's just because it might spur others to be able to do something good and something big and something great. So that's back to my info. After that, if there's any other conversation, it's off air.
It's off air.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's it. I
That's
agree.
it. We agree. So moving forward, we know we'll be getting more information from you. Yeah, I do. I mean, I get from
Yeah,
your
I
team.
thought so.
Yes,
I thought so.
I get it, but I'm hoping that my other colleagues will equally get it. So
Happily.
so that I don't have to be the only one who is always manifest. Yeah. So
No, but I trust you. You're a trusted voice. And sometimes you need a trusted voice.
oh, you see. Okay, all right. So yes, I guess no questions from you anymore. I mean, no questions.
Oh,
No,
I mean,
you
yeah,
did
I
say
mean-
off a bulldog. You good?
No, I'm good. I mean,
You're
like
good.
I told you, for me, he's on point.
He's on point.
No, he's on point.
He's on
You
point.
know, so
Appreciate
Charlie,
it.
yeah, if I just stay.
Hey, you guys are all also very kind. I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, but
Thank
I
you.
guess when you're doing something good, I mean, naturally it comes like that. Like,
I'm waiting for the video with Pato Rankin. Though.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that
yeah.
song is a jam.
Yeah.
It's a jam.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely. Big shout outs to Pato Ranking. I think I listened to him when he came here. And I really find that people like himself who have persisted over the years, but are also so genuine to the thing, like to the art.
Yeah.
So connecting with him was so easy, and making a banger was so easy. So big up to him. Definitely, I've been trying to figure out how to make more out of that song. Sometimes the business is a strange thing. Certain things, timing wise, becomes an interesting thing. But big shout out to Pato Rankin. I think it was really dope listening to his conversation here, because he was talking about some of the other things he did. I think taking some kids to uni.
yeah.
I mean, philosophically, I think he was on point, and we definitely always have good conversations. So shout outs to him and people like him. But yeah, good call. Clean and pure, they be banger.
Oh, you banger.
Brother, how far?
I mean, before I let you go, I mean, this is something, and I just want to get your thought on it. There's a trending issue on social media. Obviously, it's become a topic. Literally, everyone is talking about it. We're all talking about it. We don't know how it all happened. But over the weekend, there was supposed to be a show, which most of your colleagues were on. But the bigger one was Wizkid. And, well, he didn't show up for the event. We don't know. We've gotten, we've got something from the organizers. We've got something from Wizkid. But maybe it's not too clear. But what would make you not show up for a concert, M.anifest, as an artist?
That's an interesting question. What would make me not show up? Wow, it's a strange way to. I mean, it's a really good question, but I haven't had to think of it, and I hope I don't have to, because if I do, that means there's an issue, right? And I guess I don't know what that issue. I can't think off the top of my head what that issue, but there are always issues. Let me just put it this way: being in Ghana, in general, is very tough putting on events. And there's so many things that are happening, so I always am sending vim and ginger to everybody doing events, from the artists to everybody, so that it goes on successfully, because I know that anything can go wrong. So sometimes, short of knowing every bit of information, I'm not so eager to make commentary about these things, because I just have the vantage points of doing manifestivities and other things, and knowing that, Charlie, until you really know, I can't be conjecturing. I'll leave that to you guys in the media. Because all I can say is that, yeah, Charlie, easy crowd. I'll tell you a story. I don't think I've told this story, but in 2016, we were having manifestivities at the old Sandbox. And I think it was the year I released Nowhere Cool. It was a pretty eventful year. So, we're excited, etc. The morning of that manifestivities, the sound man says he's on his way. Meba, I'm coming. From like 7. By 5 p.m., Meba, I'm coming. And then line cut. Imagine having to find a new sound man around that time. Like something you couldn't even work. But that's what we had to do. It's wild, right? So those kind of experiences have taught us how to maneuver differently. And I just hope that, especially for artists holding our events, that, some of the people more in the know can tell you how you can hedge. You can make the different algorithms of if then else. Like I said, with M.anifest festivities, we've learned. So this time, we're going to be doing sound check everything the day before. So the next day is not when it's an issue, but it's something that we learn on the job. This thing, you understand?
Even on the day, Charlie, you go free rain.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But making all these considerations, like to better your chances of success. You understand? So that is. And never easy, and I'm not saying absolute critique, and I think it's really great that you guys try to get to the bottom of stuff. But me, I'm never, especially from my vantage point, I'm never in a hurry to.
Pass judgment.
Yeah, well, it's not past judgment. To talk about what I don't know. Because I can just reflect on my experience and say, Charlie, sometimes this thing, I can empathize with challenges, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll just wait. I'll go day there and watch and hear everything I feel here. But even more importantly, this week, my festivities, imagine how my mind is. I'm excited about it. So, I can stay focused.
Sorry, I just need to ask this. So, that said, I don't want to believe that it's just somebody just calling. Oh, call this guy, bring the guy. Make it come do sound. Give me, call this guy. I'm trusting that you work with professionals.
Absolutely. But when we began, who you think is a professional might show you something else. So we've had the wisdom of experience on our back currently, fortunately. But like I said, imagine beginning as I call you. And you give me a reference as the professionals in it. I see, they did this event, etc. I'll believe you.
Okay.
Until maybe I might have an experience with them that doesn't work. So, but if you are in it long enough, you're fortunate enough to then have a Rolodex of who the credible people are, and a lot of not a lot, but there are quite a few, who have come up and have shown a consistency, etc. So yeah, it's possible, but Charlie, the know-how is a different case, right? The know-how of not from the vendors or whatever, but being in the position of even knowing how to distinguish between people selling you rotten tomatoes and people who are doing the real thing. Somebody having equipment doesn't mean they know what to do with it. All sorts of different things. Yeah. So I'm just saying that I just hope that a lot of us transfer knowledge to people. I mean, and me and my people, we always did. Like if anybody ever needed information, that one they're very free with it, because it's important that we do that. We share information amongst each other because that can avoid a lot of problems.
Charlie, like my price just went up.
Your price just went up.
Yeah, because a lot of people are suffering event-wise, and I'm delivering, so I don't know why.
So
Can you vouch for him? I'm happy for you. No, that's good. I mean, are you seeing opportunity in somebody's misfortune?
Well, you know what they say about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs smile when they see trouble.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that is a clear indication that you have a business.
Okay.
This is the part where I'm seeing.
No, it's when people have problems that you step in to provide a solution. And that solution now becomes your business. Okay. And then you keep doing it for multiple people. And then the more it expands, then Charlie, you're in business. Or
boy.
Okay, so media, you come to talk when there's trouble, no be so.
Yeah, that is so.
Okay, continue.
No, but should it be only trouble?
No, it shouldn't be. So when you drop your hits, they talk about them as well.
Yeah, exactly. But is it the talking about it that helps it to become a hit too? Actually, right now the hits are all made on the internet.
Wait,
radio die.
Radio today.
Of course.
He's joking.
No, it's just a joke. I'm on radio. I'm just making jokes. Look, Ghana, the way kind of radio and
challenge,
TV.
so we the challenge.
That's what I'm saying. So I've explained it be joke. Before the .coms stick me on. No, it's a joke. But I mean, it's wild. I mean, obviously the internet has become very influential. But this Ghana we did, you travel to 16 regions, you realize that radio and TV very heavy still. It's wild. I was just in Sunyani recently, and you just realize that, hey man, We are not like everybody else. and this is a part of the thing, studying the thing, as I was saying earlier on. It's like, so yeah, I mean, you know.
I know he has to go, but there's this one thing that came to mind just right now.
Robert.
Feel free.
Just one thing.
Don't buy until next year, my boy.
There was this time that there was data analysis, and then the data clearly showed that he had some hit tracks in the north, and over that period, he was not there. Like his songs were banging. Had like it's like the songs were banging. It was so big, and I wasn't sure he knew of it because then there was there wasn't any form of follow up. And the only reason why this came up is because we're analyzing data and talking about how people were making people's songs were hitting in certain places, and even though it may be prime at that particular point, there's usually no follow up from artists. So then, is it information? Is it not being able to track what's happening with respect to your music, even in this particular jurisdiction? So that's what I'm looking for in terms of getting your feedback on.
Yeah, I think around the time you're talking about, I've forgotten the name of the company that tracked radio plays, but they were doing like a little beta test, and I think we're one of the people they were doing it with. I don't know if you're connected to that company, I can't remember. But I think we were aware. I think I was doing a lot of phoners to that side. But it's also the bandwidth you have, right, as an independent artist. There's only... you have to make decisions. What kind of bandwidth do you have to do different things? And I've been fortunate that because of some of the work I did with UNICEF, I have been able to go to the north and some of the northern regions and sometimes been able to touch base. Without it being that Ubi Frame for sure, etc. But sometimes it's just the artists don't have the bandwidth. You understand? It's difficult. But we could always do better. So I don't think excuses are really poor in these things. I mean, there have been times where we've driven to certain places to do a media run. We did Volta region, etc. But yeah, you're right. Maybe at the points where the thing was hot like that, I could have just hopped on a flight because I'm not driving. Yeah, so there's all these learning lessons, but the data is always important. You're absolutely right. The data is important, whether from Spotify, Apple, Boomplay, radio, etc. And the more data you can get, the better.
Is your question answered?
Yeah, it's answered.
It's answered. I have a few messages here. Let me just read them. Good morning, Hits FM. Big up to God MC. We give thanks. I'm Bride Ameko from Oyarifa, Ghana. Flag. He says, Oscar Imane says, low key man. Bless her, bro. Ellis GA says, stop hiding, bro. We miss you.
Oh. Maybe I want you to miss me. But I'm not hiding, my brother.
Efo Selam Sagada says, some pastor did an interview recently. He mentioned Manifest and Shatawale as gods or spirit. Ask him if it's true or not.
God MC.
Oh,
I lie.
Caesar Dakwa says Manifest is the artist here in Ghana that's understand what his fan wants in terms of music and shows. This Sunday I go dirty my body clean and pure.
Wow,
hashtag Manifestivities.
Dirty myself.
William says authentication be the manifestation of manifest. I just like you, champ. And some no okay. Right. So these are some messages from fans on social media I thought to share with you.
I appreciate that, man. I'm so appreciative, man. It's to actually have people who really care to a certain degree. It's just wonderful, Yeah.
All right.
And remember, Manifestivities is not just for Manifest fans. I mean, the biggest part about Manifestivities for me since the beginning was that I was both an artist and curator for it, so that you could enjoy other artists too that I find dope.
Yeah.
This week, the whole of this week, I'm going to start rolling out, for instance, small little videos of how I connected with every artist that was on it, tell people stories, etc. Because that's the other side of it, where it's bigger than me.
Okay.
Maybe one of these days, maybe by 2024, I might not even be performing on it again, just a curator. So, yeah, so that's the other part. All good music lovers come true. If you want a nice premium time, Shout outs to all our supporters. Shout outs to Doreen, who's about to enjoy people, God, all the people down, Mr. Martinez, Mr. Clark, you know, the Misters.
There are young acts who want to jump on, you know, how do they do that?
You know, I actually did a whole competition, a clean and pure challenge that a young man called Cole Kusi ended up winning. So, because my thing was, I put out a tweet one day, said, look, I want to pay for somebody on the come up to perform at Manifestivities. I intentionally phrased it that way because there no be exposure pay, and it's a difficult time, so it's always nice to be able to support people on the come up. So I ended up doing the challenge. There was so many amazing entries. Like me, I get that, like I'll put like 4 or 5 of them, but we already had a plan for a couple of next gen artists who we announced very soon to be performing earlier in the day, nicely curated. So he won that, but there's at least 3 more that of the young gunners who are coming through hard.
Is Big Ivy coming?
Yo, you know what? We had a nice little interaction online. Big Ivy, yo, she said, and I said, yo, she should come and spit those bars because she jumped on the clean and pure challenge, right?
Oh my goodness!
And I said she should come and spit those bars, and she said she's down. So you never know. You never know.
Big
Shout out
Ivy?
to Big Ivy, yo, she's so pleasant. I met her at the bank, you know. I don't know if she wants me to say this, but it's true. She's an Absa customer. She should know.
Okay.
But I met her there, and she was so pleasant. I just like, yo, Auntie got bars, man. The best rapper in Ghana right now. Big
Oh my goodness, Manifest. Thank you. 18th of December, Buko Marina. It's all about Manifestivities, and as I said, you can always reach out to him on social media pages. I think literally everywhere is Manifest.
Yeah, and bigger, better than that, you should really just jump on the Manifestivities website, grab your ticket. There's a text code as well to be able to get. I love the technology these days in terms of how we are running these things. And let me see, let me try and say it if you don't mind. Just give me a second to say it so that people who are into the short code things can
just grab their phones and start.
So you can. Star 365 star 1812 hash on all networks as well, or go to manifestivities.art to do that. What do you call it? That you can grab your tickets. I can't wait to see you guys on Sunday. Very grateful. Let's do this big epic, one of the most memorable things. Shout outs to all our supports, APSA. Shout outs to Hennessy. Shout outs to Air Tickets and everybody that supports, and shout outs to Doreen.
And shout out to my amazing team who made that decision. We're like, okay, Manifest.
Yeah, you know.
Mr. Hagler, Nana Kwame Labi, Fly Nima Boy, Arnold
Why do I always say Nima Fly Boy?
But your song suffer there, Charlie.
Thank you.
Suffer.
Thank you.
Hey, Martinez.
Thank you. You know what the crazy thing, Martinez, is that it's currently not on streaming, but I feel like immediately after Manifestivities or something, I should put that version I've been performing on streaming. But yeah, thank you. I personally potentially think is my best written song ever because anywhere I go, when I start performing that song, by the end of the song, people know it. They might never have heard it because it connects so much on a very human level. So I'm glad you like it. This man, what's your sign?
Do you know?
You be Scorpio.
I'm a Scorpio.
What? Yeah, Scorpio.
You are?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a Scorpio.
I could
too.
feel it. I am too. I
okay.
feel it. Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
So how could I feel it? Wow, that's wild. You
When they
see?
say you be spirit or you be God.
Yeah, I could feel it.
All
And that's why
together.
when you went straight for Safa, I could feel it. There's something I could feel with his energy. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my guy.
Right, Manifest. Oh, it was so fun having you here this morning, and well, we all look forward to a good show. Manifestivities, 18th of December, Buko Marina. Just go on the site and get your tickets. Let's go support your brother. Thank you so much once again, and enjoy your day.
Thank you. Have a wonderful one.
M.